episode of Creative Writing Advice with me, JJ Barnes. If you don't know me, I am the author of How to Write Your Story, which is out now on Amazon. It's where I take you from the beginning of your story through your midpoint all the way to the end, and I cover everything in between as well to help you become the writer you've always wanted to be. However, and if you are a returning viewer, I'm sorry for doing this spiel again, but new people don't know necessarily. On a Monday, I do something a little bit different. So I get sent questions about anything, literally anything, not just writing stuff. Sometimes writing stuff, sometimes life, sometimes funny things, sometimes plain odd things. And they all go in here. So this is a little unicorn bag I stole from my child, and I fill it with all the questions you guys send me, and I do my best to answer every single thing I get as honestly as I possibly can. Yeah, I mean, you'll see that the things that come out are just, I never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I'll do a few. I try not to go on for too long so I don't bore you, but I do a few of them and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so I shall begin. Alright, question number 1. What would your kids' names have been if they'd been the other gender? It's so funny, we were talking about this just the other day. So my oldest is Rose and she would have been Jack, and my youngest is Buffy and she was going to be Theo. Ezekiel, my stepson, I'm not sure really what the girl name they would have had for him, because they were certain he was a boy, so they didn't have a girl name, I don't think. But yeah, Rose and Buffy would have been Jack and Theo. And what's really funny is my parents thought I was going to be a boy and I was Jonathan, and my partner is Jonathan, so it was just quite funny. Anyway, okay. Right, let's see. Why is your gut so big? I don't know, shut up, I like cheese. Mean. Okay. What aspect of you are you most proud of? Well, apparently not my gut. Charmer. I think I'm most proud of my imagination, because that is what I use for my work. And it also makes me really happy because imagining things is my pleasure and my work, and I've got a really vivid, really creative imagination, so I'm proud of that. Yeah. I use it with my parenting too, because I like to make up stories for my girls, and just I'm very proud of that. That's a good thing. Okay. Ever had breakfast pizza? Now, is this a specific kind of pizza known as breakfast pizza with like eggs and things on? Or is it pizza for breakfast? Because that's a very important difference. Because yes, I have indeed had pizza for breakfast. I will eat pizza any time of day. I don't believe in only certain foods at certain times. I've eaten curry for breakfast. I don't care. I love food anyway. So yes, I have eaten pizza for breakfast. But I don't know if I've ever had a specific breakfast pizza, but it sounds nice. Like some tomatoes, some beans, some eggs. I'll eat that. Sounds good. Let's have a dig. Okay. What do you like to do in your free time? I don't get a lot of free time. I work a lot, like crazy hours actually. But if I do make sure I get a bit of time, I like to play on the PlayStation with my children, because that's really fun and it's funny. We have a good time. We play Crash Team Racing. I like to go for walks with my dog. Long walks, if like when the schools go, we can't at the minute because schools are off. When the schools go back, we'll sometimes take her for like a 4-hour, like a really good trek, so that we're all absolutely knackered. I love doing that because I come back and I'm both absolutely like shattered, but also really pumped because of how much we've done. So yeah, I like that. Okay. Who is your favourite Star Wars character? Leia. General Leia. Definitely. Carrie Fisher. I cried when she died. Have you ever been subjected to violence by your parents? Oh, if you sent this, I don't know if you're asking to see if it's normal and you should accept it. It's not normal. You shouldn't accept it. You're right to be unhappy about it. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. I don't know the numbers from wherever you are of support, but if you have access to the internet and are able to find support, you're not in the wrong here. It's not okay to be subjected to violence by your parents. So, as I say, if that is why you're asking, and you want to see if it's just something you have to just put up with, right? It's okay to ask for help. None of it is your fault, and none of it's your responsibility. What's the most misunderstood quality about you? I'm not a very good friend in a lot of ways because I get lost in my own head, and I think people think that that means that I don't care or that I'm not interested, and it's not that at all. I just sometimes lose people and circumstances because I'm up here. And yeah, it's never that I don't love my friends or don't care. It's just I'll realise how much time has vanished because I've been locked up here and not noticed, and that's not a good quality. But I think it's misunderstood in the sense that it's not on purpose. I think people think it's on purpose, and it's not. I'm just okay. What's your favourite weather conditions? I like it when it's really, really cold, but really, really sunny. Yeah, I like autumn because it gets dead cold, but it's not like got full grey gloom yet. You're not into like January and February gloomy. You're just into sort of ready for boots and big coats, but it's still dry and sunny. I love that. I love when it changes to autumn because I just love being like wrapped up warm, but dry, but in a beautiful weather. Yeah. All right, I've done quite a few today. Okay. This is so funny because I talked about this before. What went wrong when Jonathan went to propose to you? Okay, I'll give you a quick summation of the story. Okay, so we don't have a lot of money and we don't get away a lot because we can't afford to, and we've got kids, and so going away alone together is a really big deal. And when I didn't know he was going to propose, but John was going to propose to me, and he was taking me to the city on the train to stay in a hotel. And it was like really lovely, and I didn't know he was planning to propose, but he did. So he was dead nervous and dead anxious about it, and I was just having a blast because we don't get away very often. And we got to the hotel and it was so bad. It was awful. I can't even, like, it smelled, and it was in the city centre. Like, it should have been nice, you know what I mean? But it was honestly like somebody on the lift, when we kind of looked as like doom and said that someone had been trapped in the lift overnight the week before. The room, oh my gosh, there was rubbish in the corridors, like just bags tipping over with rubbish, and the room stunk. And we had to give up, and then we were like in the middle of the city with nowhere to stay, and all our money had gone up this hotel. So we had to go and find another hotel. John was stressing out because he knew he was going to propose to me and it was supposed to be this romantic, beautiful thing. I was having a blast. I thought it was hysterically funny because I have a really dodgy sense of humour. I just thought it was brilliantly funny. But yeah, so we had to find this other hotel and we told her we were moving from a different hotel and she was like, I know which one you're talking about. Anyway, the night was funny. It was supposed to be this romantic evening and I got us involved in this Brexit protest march because I got all excited that there was this march happening and we were there in the city when this march was happening. So I was like, let's go on a Brexit protest march. And he wanted it to be this really romantic evening. And I had us tromping around the city for like 2 hours shouting. It was a funny night. I'm going to do one more. Okay. In 2021, what is your happiest moment? You know what? I've had a few. It's only the end of January, but a song from the soundtrack to our film, Hollow Heard. John has been producing like incredible music for a really long time, but we've started collaborating with different singers and like really growing that side, which is dead exciting because it's all sort of work, like bringing other artists in and working with them is really, it's brilliant. And I got to hear this song called Colour, which is like a love theme between our two main characters, Penny and Olivia. What I'll do is I'll put a link because there's clips from the film in the and it's just so beautiful. That made me really happy because it's just magic to hear a song that's so wonderful to go on our film. Like that was pretty excellent. So thank you very much for doing another episode of Ask Me Anything. I still have loads more questions in here. If you want to add yours to the mix, they all get mixed up. Some are older, some are newer. I never know what is going to come out. You can find me on all the social medias or comment on here or do it through Ask FM if you want to be anonymous and ask about my gut. Not bitter. Yeah, and I mix them all up and I just do this every Monday and I'll just keep doing it until you guys are bored of it, and that's the plan. If you subscribe to this channel, the other videos I put out in the week are traditional writing advice, where I take characters or story structure or techniques and I break them apart and I try to build them in a way that will make sense for you so that you can learn to use them in your own stories. What else? Oh, if you go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk, you'll find all the links to my social media and all the other things I'm doing over there. And yes, you can come and say hi to me and I'll be back in soon. Thank you very much. Bye.